For the first time on Versus, we're stepping out of the world of horror and into the world of action. The year's 1992, and two of action's biggest stars were at the peak of their careers. Today, it's Under Siege versus Universal Soldier. I'm pretty excited about this. First time doing an action movie on Versus. We've been thinking about doing this for a while, but we've always seemed to just stick with horror.
Yeah.
It was hard coming up with categories for.
It was different after we're so used to it.
Way easier.
It's way easier. Yeah.
Way easier.
Yeah. Yeah. We kind of had that formula down. Now we had to do something different. So today it's Under Siege versus Universal Soldier. Steven Seagal versus Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude.
I just want to eat.
I love that scene. And that's, I think I said it earlier, it's kind of reminds me of Jackie Chan in Rush Hour.
Yeah.
After he already kicked everybody's asses. I do not want any trouble.
Yeah.
You already fucked everybody up,
yeah.
dude. So today we've got some different categories because we had to come up with some different ones for the action genre. And Chris, would you like to do the honors on what our categories are?
Sure.
We'll go over the winners later.
I usually do, don't I?
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Well, yeah, I don't want to just take your role.
Oh, no, that's fine.
From you. You know your role, jabroni.
All right. Pie eating.
Yeah. Limousine ride. Wait a minute.
If one of the categories is pie eating, Van Damme takes it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, I guarantee.
How many
it.
kids does he have?
Yeah, you want to slap some people around, Seagal's your man, but Jean-Claude, a little bit more. Yeah.
Oh man, how many does he have?
I don't know.
I think he's double digits.
He has to do 6 movies a year just to pay.
I think he does. I think last time I heard he's got 12 kids. Anyway,
Steven Seagal couldn't even hold on to Kelly LeBrock.
No.
Which I think I'd want to right now.
Anyway, story is our number one.
Number one category, story.
Number one category.
Which is saying a lot in action movies.
Yes.
But we still got to throw that in.
Yeah.
You got to throw in plot.
Have to.
You got to have a plot. It's got to have a plot somewhat to stay interested. You know, can't be all kills and violence.
No, I mean it
mostly is, and that's fine. But got to have some kind of plot anyway.
Anybody ever see Shoot 'Em Up?
Yeah.
Case in point. You ain't got to have no story.
Category number 2.
Action / fight scenes.
Yeah. You went through all that together?
Yes. I mean, that's really the meat.
Yeah.
We kind of threw kills in there too.
I
Yeah.
think we're going to count kills in there as well.
Yeah, a little bit.
We want to split them up.
This time's different for sure because third category is love interest.
Yeah. Always love interest. Instead of a final girl, there's a love interest.
Yeah, I don't think we've had any kind of. I guess final girl would be the closest thing.
Yeah.
There's always got to be some booty in a movie like this.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And there was fine booty at that.
Yes. Yeah, well, in one at least.
Well.
And the fourth category is main protagonist.
Yes.
Obviously, that's a big deal.
Yeah, we gotta. Yeah, which one?
You have to in an action movie. That's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And the fifth category is main antagonist.
Bad guy. All right. Well, so let's start number 1, story. We all actually agree on this one, and we were giving it to Universal Soldier.
Yes, faux show.
Yes.
When we discussed this a little bit before we started, and I feel the same way now as I did, 10 minutes ago.
And it changes often.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
Like his underwear.
When we do these verses, I change.
Yeah, more than Mr. Rogers.
Yes. Yeah, I change 3-4 times a minute on some of this stuff. But no, the story of Universal Soldier at the time was super unique. Yeah. It was new, fresh, unique. It was just totally different. And Under Siege had already been done
a couple times. At least.
Yeah.
I will say there was some similarities in Universal Soldier that it reminded me of some other things. It had a lot of sci-fi elements. Terminator really comes to mind.
They had a lot of Terminator.
A lot of Terminator in there. That really comes to mind. Other than that,
but story-wise,
it was still pretty decent.
Yes.
I can't say the dialogue was amazing in most places.
Well, I mean, there were robots.
Well, I mean, even the other characters, there was all right dialogue. I guess there was some okay dialogue with some characters, but the guy at the motel was just creepy.
Yeah.
I thought the places that they went as they were leaving, as they were escaping, were kind of weird. I don't like the desert setting as much. I think it's boring, but it was more open.
Yeah.
And I did like that.
Yeah.
I gave it to you guys because I think you just had more to work with.
Yeah.
Now, Under Siege, I'm a sucker for terrorists taking over some shit like Die Hard, and taking over something. In this case, it was a ship, middle of the ocean. Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. And you have to have somebody from within, be the savior. It was definitely a Die Hard movie, but I love it, man. I'm a sucker for them. Yeah. That because of it's a little bit less original. Because there was still enough uniqueness in Universal Soldier, like the backstory of these guys, then it wasn't a complete Terminator ripoff.
Oh no!
So,
yeah.
I went Universal Soldier just because sci-fi, bro.
Yeah.
One of us at this table has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it ain't me. It ain't gonna be me. I don't mind it, but
I like a good mix of both.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of like I said, it's good. It's like Terminator. It's good sci-fi.
Well,
mix.
and I won't say. I'll bring it up a little bit later. But,
okay.
But no, I like the story of Universal Soldier. I always have, though. I was super into this movie when it first came out.
Yeah.
I loved it. Which I'm a huge Jean-Claude fan, so
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm
not a huge Jean-Claude fan. I like him, and I like a lot of his movies. But
yeah. Well, me and Brandon are starkly different on the actors.
yes,
Because I love Jean-Claude, and I just couldn't care less about
Seagal,
and he loves Seagal, and
I probably don't hate. I don't hate Van Damme as much as you would say. And maybe hate's a strong word, but I don't dislike Van Damme as much as you probably dislike Seagal. But
oh no, yeah, I don't hate Seagal.
Yeah. But I definitely do like Seagal far more.
Yeah,
I like his movies far more
as
a whole.
Yeah, and I like Jean-Claude's movies better.
Yeah. On the whole, I do. I mean, now Seagal's later movies, like past 95 or 6, forget it.
Oh yeah,
like late 90s and on.
There's like one or two that was pretty good.
There's a couple in there.
Say the same for Van Damme though.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
except he was in Expendables.
Well, yeah. Seagal may not ever be in Expendables.
I don't think he will
at this point, which sucks because I was really.
Hey, he was in Machete though. That was cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was cool.
But that aside, they're like, let's just say in their primes, mid 90s and back to the beginning, late 80s, mid 90s. Yeah. I think his movies. I enjoy Seagal's movies better. So anyway.
Is that it?
That's it.
Move on.
Let's move on.
All right. Action/fight scenes.
Okay, these are going to be tough. Kind of like horror. It's going to be tough because I'm sure we're going to do more head-to-heads on action movies, and it's just going to be fucking tough.
Yes.
This is a tough one. I absolutely love Under Siege's action. Lot over the top action, plenty of fights, a lot of explosions, all kinds of different fights. I know that you're kind of goes back to you not liking his style as much as you do Van Damme's.
Yeah.
I don't mind the handsy stuff. It's kind of misdirection, fast pace. And it's funny too because he's really fast for a 6'5" or 6 dude, whatever. He's a big son of a bitch compared to everybody else, and it's cool to see somebody like that move fast. He's not your typical ripped action star.
No.
Which is bad and good. Good because it's different. He's still a big son of a bitch who can move fast. He still feels, other than his running, If you don't watch him
Oh
run,
my god.
Yeah. It's
if you don't watch him run, like he still seems like a guy that could whoop your ass.
Yeah.
And he still looks like he's pretty good fighter, right? Or at least pretty good at combat in some way. And his knife fighting stuff's usually pretty good. And all of his weapon work, I think, is top notch, even compared to other people's work in movies.
I do hate the way that he holds a pistol.
Yeah, I can see that.
Every single movie,
Yeah.
he holds it like this. Every single
At
movie.
one point in time, he does.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it's weird.
He's handled a gun in every movie. You would think
And
by now.
what's funny, because Steven Seagal is actually an excellent marksman.
Yeah.
In real life, he is a badass shooter.
Yeah.
He can put, hole within hole within hole.
Well, before he got in trouble with the law, he was a
cop.
A cop.
Yeah, he's legit. He's he's got martial arts.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's Aikido, and that's debatable. It's still a martial art.
Yeah.
And he's still a black belt.
Quit trying to be above the law, Seagal.
But
Yeah. Exactly.
but even if you take all that shit out, the dude can shoot better than anybody.
Yeah.
He's right up there with some of the best, right? At least he's a really good shot.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think it's believable to me. But I also appreciate the realistic grittiness of, I guess gritty might not be the right word, but it's realistic.
Yes.
The fighting in Universal Soldier.
Yeah.
And movies just like it, where you actually have real looking fighting. It looks like every punch connects. Looks like everything's hurting,
Yeah,
and they're selling it well.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal doesn't get hurt in his movies.
No.
And that might be another thing.
We watched a clip from the final fight of Under Siege 2 earlier.
I love that.
He got hit once.
He took one hit.
Yeah.
The whole entire fight.
Yeah,
he
just
hit.
walks over people.
Like, that's, I don't know. But yeah,
I love that.
I
love that. I love that in movies because it's a movie. But I understand why people may not like it, because they want some of their protagonists to suffer and go through some more trials.
Yeah. Most people, I think most people
most
do.
movies
I do.
build to that final fight,
Yeah.
especially movies like this. And
Yeah.
when it's so one-sided, it's just...
It gives you something to
anticlimactic.
overcome.
Yeah. Well, I think that's kind of the best thing about. I think it's just something different is what it is. I think that's why I like it, because it's something. Everybody else is having struggles. Everyone else is going through their trials and tribulations. He's got a couple here and there in some movies, but he'll basically walks over it, because like even in Hard to Kill, he is better than everybody.
Yeah.
But then he goes down because he gets caught off guard, and he has to recuperate. So he has his trials. He has to come back. And once he comes back, because you have to take him out that way. That's the only way you can take him out, because he's too badass, right? And then he comes back and kicks everybody's ass. I like that because it's a little bit different than everybody else.
On the flip side, you had Van Damme being thrown all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
He was getting his ass whipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Till,
I
till
like
he
that.
juiced up.
But
Well-
story wise, it made sense, because he was somebody who was getting his memories back and it was escaping. He didn't have he had to stay cold, so he couldn't regenerate. He couldn't stay functional without being a certain temperature.
Yeah, because he didn't have the machinery.
He didn't have that, so they had to use ice packs, which was pretty handy. I liked that.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah.
But by the end, until he stole Lundgren's shot, he was going to be done. He's a goner.
Well, and Lundgren is what, double his size.
Yeah, he's
know,
huge.
It's a really, which we won't get into that till later, but still, it really gives you something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Can he overcome it? Can he not? And I think I told you guys earlier, it really messed me up there at the end of Universal Soldier when I watched it when I was a kid. When Lundgren throws that grenade and blows up Jean-Claude's love interest, the reporter.
Yeah.
That really messed
you
me
thought,
up.
I
Because I thought I was a kid at the time,
thought she was
and
gonna
I
die.
thought for sure she was dead.
Well, the first
it wasn't
girl-
that she was gonna die; it was she already died.
The girl in Vietnam at the beginning died.
Yeah,
So
it was
it was a bad deal.
It was a bad thing.
But we gave it to Universal Soldier because of the realism, because
Yes,
because of what he went through. It was much more realistic, much better.
I love more realistic,
harder
fights.
hits, and the diner scene was amazing.
Yes,
I love that.
Them rappelling down Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
really,
that was
really
awesome.
cool. That whole opening sequence was really awesome.
Yeah.
Them taking
Yeah,
out the shots they made with those damn pistols. Anyway.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
I'm like,
that's
what the hell?
super dated.
Yeah, I'm like, what
super
the hell
dated.
is that shit? But anyway,
The gun stuff in Universal Soldier is super dated, but the fight stuff will never go out of style.
Well,
that
no.
that just brawler.
and I mean, and I have to mention real quick before we move on to the next category, like even the shots and stuff that he takes in most movies, or that he gives out, I guess, and even in this one, the diner scene, it's all style there too.
Yeah.
Because he's throwing out, and yeah, it looks hard, it looks real, and it's he's hitting hard, I guess, but they are stylish kicks. It's shit you're not gonna pull off necessarily unless you are against somebody who don't know what they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because he's just throwing these high kicks and shit.
Well, I mean,
because he's Van Damme.
Even if it was just regular Jean-Claude Van Damme versus a bunch of rednecks in a diner, he could have got those off.
I know that's what I understand.
You know, if he was fighting somebody,
if he's fighting somebody he doesn't know how to fight, then he's gonna get those. He could get those off.
Yeah,
but it's still stylish for the movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's like a
those aren't real. What I'm saying is those aren't realistic for a fight.
Well,
high kicks.
He's a triple black belt. They're realistic for him.
In a real fight, though.
Oh yeah.
They don't usually work in a real fight. That's not how. I mean, martial arts and competition is way different than real fighting. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, it's for the movie. So like they both have their own stylish.
I've never fought a triple black belt, so I don't know.
Well, I've seen a lot of people getting wrecked in fights, and you don't see that shit thrown.
Well, no, but
so even professional fighters, not those high fancy kicks that he pulls off.
No, I've never seen anybody try it.
No.
Not in a real fight.
No.
Saw a guy try to throw roundhouses and he got beat up pretty bad.
Yeah. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. Someone halfway knows what they're doing.
Right.
Anyway, that's what I'm saying. So it's all style. Is what I'm saying. For the movie, it's a different style for each character.
Yeah.
So even though it's more realistic here, it's still not without its silliness. What's the third one again? Oh, love interest.
Love interest.
No comparison here.
Nope.
For me.
No. We all agree that the love interest from Universal Soldier is a better character. Somewhat.
Yes. Yeah.
Somewhat.
She is an actual. She is a actual developed character.
Yeah. She seems a little bit more down to earth, I guess.
Yeah.
She's got a lot more going for her. She's a reporter. Looks and all that wise, not that bad.
Gets in on the action.
But then you've got Erica Laniak, I think is her name.
Miss July 1989.
Yeah, Miss July 1989. She's been in a lot of some other different movies. Really.
I think she was in Playboy.
Yes, she was.
Beverly Hillbillies.
She was Ellie Mae in Beverly Hillbillies. Yeah, super hot.
Yes,
super, like one of the hot. Like when I think of '90s hot actresses, like I think of her, Christy Swanson, her, Jamie Presley, shit like that. Pam Anderson. She was definitely, and I think actually Erica was in Baywatch too. She was in the earlier seasons of Baywatch, I want to say too. So, no comparison.
No.
Plus, when you got nudity, it's gonna win out every time.
Every
On
time.
the Macho Movie Madness, network. That's what we do.
Yeah, this ain't the girly movie madness.
yeah.
We want them boobies.
Yeah, we don't want raspy smoker voice love protagonists. No. We want boobies out protagonists.
But then you knew that when you clicked the link.
Exactly.
Right. That's right.
If you watched us even once before, you already knew that.
Yeah, you already knew that.
You already knew that.
I want them boobies.
So pretty plain, simple there.
Yeah.
Under Siege wins that one.
Yes.
Because boobies.
All right, I guess. Main protagonist.
Okay. Well, oh my God, I've already forgot what's Jean-Claude's name in this. What was he had in?
Was it Luke Devereaux?
Luke.
Or was that Hard Target?
Oh.
I've forgotten.
Luke? It is Luke. I think you're right. I think you're right. I think about the last name too, but Luke, I'm pretty sure. And I can't remember his damn number either.
I always call him Jean-Claude no matter what.
Whatever movie he's in, he's Jean.
Every movie he's Jean-Claude.
He's GR something.
Yeah. Man.
He is. I'll take the lead on this. we all went we went Under Siege on this, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But I went Universal Soldier just because he's a more likable character for me.
I was a tiebreaker on this one.
Yeah. And I think Seagal looks ridiculous in the chef's hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a guy his size saying "check my pies."
Yeah.
And it's my soup burning.
I think that was an attempt to be funny that may have fell short a little bit. This might have fallen short a little bit. Check my pies. He's walked in the ice box or whatever it was. Check my pies, okay?
But yeah, for that reason, and I'm just a bigger Van Damme fan, and liked his character in this one.
Yeah. And Chris, your point here was you like Casey better in this movie. He's there's a touch more mysteriousness to him.
Yeah, he's mysterious.
Yeah.
Because they don't really explain
I mean, you kind of
why he's such a badass.
Yeah, you might get an idea of what kind of character he's supposed to be, but you don't know anything about him other than that. You just know that, okay, well, obviously he's the badass, he's the protagonist of the movie.
He could have just been... See, like, if you...
But he's a Navy guy and he's a chef.
If you go into Under Siege without knowing what Under Siege is, you automatically assume that it is Die Hard on a boat with a bigger guy.
Yeah.
So you would automatically assume, okay, he's just your average, everyday chef, and he comes under extreme circumstances, and he comes to the rescue. Mm-hmm. But it's not that way. No. He's a complete badass.
Yeah.
That can
just decided to retire to the kitchen.
He can
like a weird, I don't know.
Go make me a sandwich.
He never takes a hit. He never, like, nothing ever goes bad for him at all. It is just up.
Dude, in that last fight with Tommy Lee, he got cut in the eye once. Yep. Like, cut right above the eye one time. Every other time, he was cutting the shit out of him.
Oh, yeah.
But that's, we like we were saying, he doesn't get hurt too often.
No. And that's, I do, in this one, I like that.
Yeah.
I like, in Under Siege 2, I actually like it better, because I like the setting better.
Well, I like it just because, I mean, what else do you do?
He actually has something at stake in Under Siege 2. In this one, he doesn't.
No. It's obligation kind of thing. Yeah. And what I liked about Seagal in Under Siege was that I think they had to do this. I think they had to do this with him. I think they had to make him almost kind of invulnerable or unstoppable, because he was like literally the only guy left.
Yeah.
Like they took out everybody. They had enough good guys die. I mean, you're not going to have him. You can't have him. I mean, it's already unrealistic as it is. You're not going to have a whole shit ton of people take over a boat and then have one guy, the chance of one guy bringing him down without being a total badass. If he has the John McClane style struggles, I just don't see it happening the same way, because it's not set up like that.
Yeah.
John McClane was at least a cop.
Yeah. And he was somewhat comedic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't I think it works a little differently. And he didn't have near as many people and things working against him. I feel like he had a lot more, John McClane, I mean. So I think he had way more against him in this movie, in Under Siege.
Yeah.
So I feel like you have to make this overly badass guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, I pick you pick Casey. I agree with you. I pick Casey in this one.
Yes.
And not to mention, real quick, that cyborg style aspect of this reanimated man was just a little bit of a bore, character wise.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's a badass, and you feel for him. You want him to get his memory back and find his way home, but. Yeah. But, at least he had, Casey has more of a personality.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Main antagonist. Yeah. That is
main antagonist. Main bad guy.
Yes.
We actually, I think we all unanimously agreed on this one.
I think so. Didn't we?
And in Universal Soldier, you have Dolph Lundgren, who is an incredible bad guy.
Yes.
Huge.
In real life. I'm pretty sure Dolph Lundgren is a real life Bond villain.
Yeah.
He
looks like it.
He spent over a decade training in a dojo in complete solidity. Like there was with no one around.
MIT grad too, so
he is.
Dude, he's smart.
He is a genius.
Isn't he actually a rocket scientist?
Yeah, he is. He is literally a rocket scientist, and one of the greatest which not anymore, but at the time of this movie, he was one of the greatest martial artists.
Yeah.
Like he could be a Bond villain.
As much as I want to pull for a guy whose name is Sergeant Andrew Scott for obvious reasons,
Yeah.
come on. You can't. Gary Busey saying, "Do I look like I need a psychological evaluation?"
Yeah, as he's wearing,
as he's
the
pulling
hair,
off a wig and he's got makeup
the
on,
hairpiece.
Yeah, he's
Not
got
to mention
fake
Tommy
boobs.
Lee Jones. That's
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No,
like,
yeah, he's
it's
like,
kind of
no.
a 1 versus 2 here. You've got two insane men
Yes.
who are amazing actors, and I do think Gary Busey's a very good actor. I do. I mean, he's good at playing crazy.
I don't even think he's acting.
No, I think he's just they throw him in there for whatever part, and he's like, okay.
How you doing, Gary Busey?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I do. Maybe it's unfair, but 2 against 1. Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey are awesome. Plus,
Before I forget, we forgot to mention that Zeus was in.
Tiny Lister.
Yes, he was in.
oh
Universal
yeah,
Soldier.
yeah, he was, but he still doesn't match Gary.
Yeah.
Busey.
Well, he wasn't. He's not even.
Yeah, not
he's
very that
even
long
in
now. He's not in that long.
But anyway, no, Tommy Lee Jones.
Man, he plays crazy.
Anytime Tommy Lee Jones is gonna be playing a crazy guy, he's gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, most likely. Oops, sorry.
Well, I mean, I think he's good. No matter what he's playing, he's amazing.
Yeah,
But man, he's crazy.
As a crazy guy,
he's
though,
crazy.
he
He's good.
I actually didn't like him at first. He came off as like Keith Richards light.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah,
band.
he did.
Yeah.
And then I thought, he's really hamming it up. But once he dropped that persona, he was awesome as normal.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. And that
He was an actor acting. Like, he was an actor playing an acting guy.
It's kind of meta.
Yes.
man. And you know what? And I don't even know. I just thought of this. I don't even know what main antagonist death I like more. I just now thought of that
From
both movies.
between the franchise.
Because how did Gary Busey die? I don't remember now. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
It's been a loss.
I don't remember how.
But in
I don't know how you could forget Tommy Lee.
Oh,
death,
dude.
though.
Okay. And
The
we
most
always
over the top shit I've
well,
ever seen.
we always make fun of me and my buddy, another buddy of mine, always make fun of Steven Seagal's kills because it seems like he always overkills people.
Oh yeah.
It's he's like they're dead 30 seconds or maybe even a minute before he's even done doing whatever. Yeah. Like the next one, I just want him to I want him to break the guy's neck twice, throw him down a flight of stairs into some oil barrels, and then shoot the oil barrels. He's been dead for a minute, but he's still going.
Yeah, and then take him and have him cremated, and then and then bury his
And then
ashes,
bury him.
and then piss on the grave.
Yeah. Then just dig him back up.
Yeah.
And then feed him to a shark.
Yes.
And
And then kill the shark.
then kill the shark. Yeah. Break the shark's neck. In this one, he stabs him in the fucking head and then throws him into the computer monitor.
First, he gouges his eye out.
Yeah, he gouged
Then
his
he stabs him in the head, the top of the head.
top of the head. That was a hell of a kill.
Then he shoves his head into a computer.
God, that was hilarious.
Like,
It's so good.
for real?
And then you have Dolph Lundgren's kill, which was
onto the chipper.
wood chipper.
And
Oh
then he,
man,
and then he
sick.
and then he turns it on, and it just
Sick.
You're
starts-
just charged.
Yeah,
That's
kind of
charged.
that's like Jamie's death in Halloween 6.
Yeah.
That's the only other time I've ever seen that.
I like this better. As
Oh,
far as
yeah,
the final
yeah,
death.
yeah.
It's
I know that other one was sick though. Yeah, this was I guess just because the wood chipper makes me cringe, actually makes me cringe, and the other one makes me laugh. I don't know. It's still a toss up.
Yeah.
I think if you want to go for serious, that's definitely the best. Best kill, but as far as entertainment goes, man, it's too good.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it looks like Under Siege is our winner.
Yes.
It is our very first action movie versus champion. And rightfully so. I think we talked about this earlier. We all think that Under Siege overall is a better film, but like you guys said, you guys enjoy Universal Soldier more. Actually, it's more entertaining to you, I guess.
Yeah.
I actually, and like I said, I think I said it earlier. I like Under Siege 2 better than Under Siege
1.
Yeah.
As far as
I'm
heist
back and
movies,
forth on that one.
I hold Die Hard way up here.
Yeah.
But movies like this and Speed and Die Hard 2 and stuff like that, I hold. The Universal Soldier has all the ingredients I like.
Yeah.
In a movie, it's got sci-fi and action and some, decent acting. You're not going to get great acting in a movie like this, but
No.
So
But but in comparison, if you start looking at the other Universal Soldiers,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But I definitely like it a little more. But I do like Under Siege a lot, and I will agree it's the better of the two.
all
ones.
around, I think, we all think it's the best one.
One category we didn't talk about, we had two guys as far as directors who were pretty competent here too. You had Andrew Davis, who did The Fugitive the next year.
Yeah, which was Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then Roland Emmerich, who, he went on to do a lot of The Day After Tomorrow. And did he do Independence Day?
I don't remember. I have to look it up.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, Day After Tomorrow was, man. I kind of enjoyed that when I first watched it, and now I just don't think I could watch it.
I'm the opposite.
Really?
I hated it when I first watched it, and now I can watch it. I mean, I won't say that I like it, but I would say that I like it a lot better than I did.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that I guess will do it for this episode of Versus. If you guys liked the video, let us know. Let us know what you think. Who, if we were right, who should have won, Under Siege or Universal Soldier? Tell us what you liked and didn't like about the movies. And we will see you all next time.
Peace.